Miss Reed.
We're back again for our next edition of Fooventures. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're at home social distancing. Miss Reed are 6 feet safe. Everybody else is 6 feet safe here. We have a smaller crew today, just to keep everybody's exposures down. And we hope you are doing the same, doing your share, because you care. We have a special animal today.
Yeah, we're gonna grab her out of her carrier. I think you guys know already, but we're gonna have a little bit of a question for you before we get her out. This animal is special and has a special adaptation that allows her to keep her babies with her while they're growing up. Anyone have any ideas of what she has that she can raise her babies up in? I'll grab her now.
All right. Hello, Lucy and Bella. Thank you for joining us again today. How are you? The more we get together on social media, the happier we'll be. That's right. Miss Reed's pulling out our animal of the day. Some of you watched the teaser. Do you know what animal it is? Go ahead and type it in if you know what it is as he pulls her out slowly. Anybody out there? All right. So is everybody doing okay? Give us a thumbs up if you're doing okay out there in our world, our video world, our live streaming world out there. All right. All right. Here she comes. So today we're on the side yard in our amphitheater. We're going to hold her for a little bit, and then we are going to take her, let her stroll around and let you watch her move as the Virginia Opossum does. So if you guess that she's a Virginia Opossum, you're right. If you know what Mr. E was talking about, what adaptation she has that allows her to carry her babies around in before they're fully developed. We got a possum taco right now. The little bed is a little small for her.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Everybody say hello to Jasmine. This is Jasmine, our 2-year-old opossum. Eric's mom. Hi, Marcia. Thanks for joining us today. And I bet Greg's out there too. Hi, Mr. Swanson. How are y'all today? This is Marcia and this is Greg. All right. This is our girl, sweetest little opossum you could ever meet, named Jasmine. 2 years old, and she was an orphan. We got her from a rehabilitator, and she is an old girl. 2 years old?
Yeah.
And old? How's that happen?
Yeah, they have super short lifespan. So a possum in the wild, if it gets to 3 years old, that's a very old possum. So she's getting older in her middle age for sure, if not the second last half of her life for sure. She's very much a really rotund girl right now, so I'd have a little bit of trouble with her, keeping her in her bed because she wants to roll around in my arms. But she's really interested in all the smells out here. So you'll see her burying her face, smelling. This is a brand new bed, just been washed, so she's like, new smells. She's also smelling all the things on me, sniffing the air. You can see her sticking her nose up. That's how they interact with the world. So possums have really bad eyesight, even worse than a human. We have bad eyesight for mammals. So she's going to be looking around, but mostly she's going to be scanning with that nose and using those whiskers to find her way.
Hi, Abby. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for joining Fooventures today. We're happy to have you.
They also have very good sense of hearing, and they have these really amazing ears, and those ears can move around. So Jasmine actually has a little notch in her ear. When she was a very small baby, she was actually bit by fire ants too. So she's attacked by fire ants when she was an orphan baby. So she has a scar on her ear from that. So that's kind of crazy to think about how much ants can affect a small baby like that.
Today we have Jada and CJ from Florida.
Nice.
Eden, hi. Thanks for joining us today. We're
All
super
the way
happy.
from FL.
That's right, we have Florida. So we want to know who's the farthest away out there. We got Florida so far. Anybody listening from farther away than Florida?
My parents are in Illinois.
Oh,
so
we have
Florida,
Illinois. Okay, we'll see who else is out there. Interact with us, please. All right, so this is a very strange time for her to be awake, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys know why? Type it in if you know why it's a strange time. Possums sleep a lot. But they sleep mostly in the day, so that makes them, give me the word that starts with an N. Let's see, anybody know? We're going to wait a second. Logan.
North Carolina calling in.
Logan from North Carolina. Sweet.
It makes them
An animal that hunts
newborns.
and is most active, not newborns.
No,
Nooses. No,
these are
no,
good guys.
they're
They're
not
good guys.
nuisances. We'll talk about that. They are not nuisances. You should be lucky you have opossums hanging around your urban areas. But let's go back to that N word. Nocturnal. Awesome. I think somebody might have said it. Or people. Timed it in. Very good. Yes, make sure you ask lots of questions. Crawford wants to know, how do they protect themselves?
They are so good at acting. This is like the actor of the animal world. Does an amazing job of playing dead. And you might have heard of playing possum. That's when they play dead, right? So they're going to flip over on their back, expose their tummy, roll their tongue out of the side of their mouth, drool, slow down their heart rate even so they're not breathing and their heart's not beating as fast so you can't see them really moving that chest, another sign of life. And then the last thing they're going to do, which is kind of crazy, is they're going to emit a foul smell. It smells like dead, horrible, rotting food. And so no predator would want to eat that, so it would leave them alone. So really cool. We've heard stories of people finding possums that they thought were dead, putting them in a box, putting them out into the woods. They go back and check on the box, and that box is empty. So we think those possums woke back up because they can play dead for a really long time.
Yeah.
They also do, you're going to do it on 3?
Yeah. Scary face?
So they hiss and they expose their teeth. And they show all of their teeth. Most teeth in their mouth of any land mammal. Really crazy amount of teeth. Super sharp and super scary looking, but not really any good bite force. Not really any good sharp claws that they can defend themselves with. So they're either going to run, they're going to play dead, or they're going to give you a scary face because they're not good and they don't have the tools to back up all of their acting.
All right, so hi Feasel family, is that how you pronounce it, from Richmond Hill. Thank you for joining us. And we have another North Carolina party member, Darlene. Hello.
Ooh.
Pam. Hi Pam, we miss you. Thanks for joining us today on Fooventures. So we're going to keep an eye on her just to see if she does her yawn, so you can see that impressive mouth full of teeth and those big canines that are super scary and super intimidating. But just remember, it's just a scary face. They're usually going to run away from you as soon as they get intimidated by an animal. Now, Ms. Reed talked about them being really good actors. They can play dead. They can act like they're big and scary, but they're really not going to cause you too much harm.
Yeah.
So let's talk about mystery. If you guys ask questions, we'll answer them. We're going to talk about why you should be so lucky to have an opossum in your urban areas, in your wildlife, in your yard. Becky! Hi, Becky. How are you? Annalise, are you there too? Hello, Annalise. I bet it's you. All right. So I have about 5 different reasons why you should love opossums. 5 different reasons. Can anybody come up with a reason why you should not be afraid of them? Why you should be super glad that they're out there?
Oh, I know one.
Okay.
They're fluffy.
They're so cute. That's of course. Jada, she wants to know if she eats meat.
Yeah. So possums are like the garbage disposals of the animal
This
world.
is one of our reasons.
They're going to eat just about everything. They're going to eat things that are moving around. They're going to eat things that are rotting and dead. They're going to eat vegetables and plant matter. They're going to eat just about everything. So Michelle loves to talk about all the different types of things they eat. Ooh, yeah, and Melissa just said in there.
Number 2 reason, they eat ticks. That is right. Now, I'm not saying they're going around looking for ticks. Like, hey, any ticks out here? They're going to pick them up on their body as they're walking around your yard in your tall grass. So you don't pick them up. And then people think they're dirty animals and that they're going through your garbage. But they actually are super groomers. They'll groom and lick and eat every tick off of their body. So that's pretty awesome. So we have a reason. One is they eat ticks. Hi, Miles.
Oh, Miles.
Thanks for joining us today. All right, ticks. They eat rats. Ooh, really good ratters. Okay, better than a schnauzer. Although my friend Lori out there may not agree with that. Let's see, what else? Oh,
Cucarachas.
Cockroaches, sure. But tell them about, what if there was a copperhead in your yard?
Oh yeah, so these guys will eat snakes, and they're actually immune to or have a tolerance to snake venom. So they can be bit and not really affected by it. They actually, scientists are studying them in their blood and the antigens in their blood that allow them, antibodies, I don't know, something like that. Something that allows them to protect themselves against this venom and break down the venom. Yeah, that's a good one. And so it's really, really important that we remember that even an animal that we think of as common and everyday can be very helpful to us. And if someone was bitten by a snake or something like that, they've actually used possum blood to kind of create the antibodies that you would use to create an anti-venom. So really, really amazing animal to have in your backyard, because they're going to gobble up all those snakes.
Yeah, and Eden wants to know what her favorite thing to eat is, and she has a bowl, an omnivore delight.
Yeah.
And it has all kinds of vegetables and fruits in it, and a one rat cup right on top. What does she go for? First time, every time, chomp chomp, eats it whole, doesn't pick it apart like we do with our chicken. She's the rat pup, absolute favorite. Heather wants to say the grapes.
Yeah.
That's a treat.
That's their that's their Skittles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grapes are their Skittles.
That's like their candy treat.
And then I think that the one thing that we give that they really like too is eggs. So we scramble up eggs sometimes for them, or even give whole eggs, and they really like that a lot too. So possums are.
She's licking her chops. You see that? She's like, talking about my I want it now.
Yeah. So possums are really good at finding food wherever there's food available.
Yeah. Omnivore. I use that word omnivore. So everyone out there, little people, say that word with me. Omnivore. Eric calls it a nom 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 nomnivore.
Nom nom nomnivore.
Nom 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 chompnivores. That means they're not picky. And I want you guys that are picky eaters out there to know this. Stop it. They don't survive in nature.
Yeah.
You gotta have a variety of food and be open to try new things. Okay, Logan wants to know, where does an opossum sleep? So, and our opossum sleeps in a nice, comfy, fluffy bed. An opossum in the wild is going to find a cavity or a hole in a tree, under your porch, in your garage, wherever you are, there's a place that they can get out of the elements. So we want them to stay, wild, because they'll help us clean up ticks and venom snakes and rats. But if you do have a nice place in your warm area under your porch, they're going to move in. Just try not to feed your cats outside. If you feed your cats outside, this animal is going to find hunting so much easier. They're not going to go hunting. They're going to go right for that bowl every time, and then you're going to lose the benefits of the ecological services, that's what we call it, that this animal provides for us. So clean up your yard. Don't feed animals outside. Keep our possums wild. CJ wants to know, how long do they live? Now, in the beginning of the show, it talks about that she was 2 years old, and she's really old. That's pretty crazy. Think about it. So 3, 4, 5 in the wild, that's about all they get. Years. But our captive animals, they do get a little bit longer time on this earth because they are so well cared for and they eat regularly. Just like all animals. Humans do a really good job extending the lives of animals. So, what is she doing? Is she being shy?
She's a little shy.
A little shy girl? She is so cute. Alright, so if you can see that she has crossed eyes, do you see that? That's one sign right there of a captive opossum. Do you ever see, if you do a Google search, opossums, and you see possums with crossed eyes, it's a captive possum. Possums don't get that fat deposit, that's where the fat grows in their eyes. They don't get that usually in the wild because, they're more active and they're hunting, and sometimes they don't eat very often. So, just see a little cute little crossed eyes. Eric, do you want to answer this question? Do they really hang upside down?
Oh my gosh. So, Ice Age, has lied to you.
What?
The Goofy movie has lied to you.
What?
Possums do not hang upside down. It's actually impossible for them to do that. Impossible. For them to do that when they get to be big and full grown like Jasmine is. When they're small, they can hang for short periods of time, but that's basically a safety mechanism. If they're climbing on a branch and they're about to fall, they fall, their tail wraps around the branch because it is prehensile, and so it can grab on, and it can act as an extra limb to help them from falling. We're all wobbly when we first learn to walk, so if they're climbing somewhere up in the trees, it can help them to grab on, but they can't hang from it for long periods of time. And if you see a possum hang from its tail, that's a possum in a panic mode, and they're trying to get back up into the tree to be able to
I have a question
move on. Yeah.
for little kids out there. All right, how many of you have ever hung upside down
Oh yeah.
by a monkey bar?
Oh
Can
yeah.
you give us a thumbs up?
This is a good.
If you've hung upside down by your knees,
Yeah.
maybe like that.
Yeah.
Anybody?
All the blood will rush to your head.
Yeah, you could probably do it for a second or two, or I could probably do it for a second too. You could probably do it a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because you're young.
Yep.
Yeah. But, I'm getting older, my bones get a little achier, my body gets a lot heavier. It's kind of like possums.
Yeah.
And grabbing and holding on with trees when they're upside down. Hearts, thank you. I love you. Is that Annabelle? My Annabelle or a different Annabelle? Annabelle from Taller Tuesday? All right. Missy Shell. It's my Annabelle. Lloyd? Annabelle Lloyd, maybe? Awesome. Yay. Hi, Annabelle. Abby says she has hung upside down. Good job, Abby.
Yeah.
But we'd have a competition, you would beat me.
Yeah. You'd probably beat her too.
Yeah, probably. So we're gonna in a minute. We're gonna let her walk around. We're gonna go on an adventure with her. We're gonna see where her little opossum nose takes her. We get to see live action. We are live streaming Fooventures today. Thank you for joining us again. Remember, if you're not a member, you can still join. We'd love to have you. Follow us on all our social media to get updates and special information about what's happening. You might be the first people to know things like when are we gonna reopen. So you should definitely join. Because we will reopen. This will end. I promise you. And the animals miss you. For sure.
She's just sleeping now.
Alright, so you guys ready to go on a opossum adventure?
Which way do we want to go?
Wherever she goes.
So I'll just set her down. See what happens. Maybe keep her from going towards other people. Okay, sweetie. You want to go anywhere?
That's her nose. The rate of her inhalation through her nose increases as she starts to realize that, oh, there's a different smell. I smell earth. That's my interpretation.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to figure out what's this breeze bringing to me. All the smells coming in on the nice cool breeze we got today.
Guess what, Mystery?
What?
I heard an opossum can find another possum 5 miles away.
Yeah. So she's probably smelling other opossums. We do have wild possums on site for sure. We see them quite a bit as we're leaving in the winter when it's dark out when we're leaving. We see them, and even in the early morning when we're coming in the summer. So lots of opossums out walking around. Look for their amazing prints on the trail that look kind of like a human hand. So their hand has a thumb on it, so you can actually see that thumb in their paw print. So look for them around your house. Look for them around Oatland for sure.
She's attached to her bed, so I'm gonna take it.
She's attached to it.
Well, no, she loves it. She won't leave it. It's a comfy bed. Don't take my bed from me. Time to exercise, girl.
We didn't talk about her. If you ever do, this is the time of year when they are having babies pretty soon. If you do see an animal that has been hit by a car and it's safe, you could go out and smell it first. Why would you smell it first?
If it smells bad, it's been dead for a while.
Well, if it smells bad, it could be plain possum. But you just want to make sure that, yeah, if it's really flies around it, you don't need to worry. But if it's freshly killed, there may be opossums inside of the opossum in that special area. You guys know what it's called? Type in your answers. What does she have? She's the only native one of these animals to North America. You're the only native.
Sorry.
You can
Just
sing,
so
sing
catch-
it, sing it, Mystery.
Marsupial.
She's our native marsupial. Now watch when she walks. She's gonna do a little scent drag. She's gonna drop her smell. It's a little advertisement. That's how they find each other 5 miles away. Do a little scent marking.
Jeremy, they do build their own homes. They'll go up into areas and fill them with nesting material. They don't dig a burrow though, really, and they don't excavate trees, but they will add things to their cavity to keep themselves warm. And Stacy, you asked about if their fur is soft. I would say they have a mixture of really long guard hairs, like a long-haired dog that's stiff hair, and then underneath they're very soft underneath. Their undercoat is very curly almost and fluffy, and it allows them to keep nice and warm. They do live in areas where it's very, very cold.
So we have to keep adjusting our positions. We're saying 6 feet safe, away from each other. It's kind of a challenge, but we're doing it. All right, there she goes. So, opossums are arboreal. You know what that means? Arboreal? Think of Arbor Day. What is that? What do you celebrate on Arbor Day?
Trees, trees, glorious trees.
So they like to live in trees. So I think Jada asked that. Where do they live? So yeah, in a tree cavity, in a hole, in a log. Definitely, we'll see if she has any instincts to climb.
No.
No, she probably has some scent coming in there.
Oh, I heard a little panic call. Did you hear a little panic call?
No,
Coming from a bird.
Bird said there's a predator nearby. She is a predator. She could climb up a tree and eat a nest of birds. Some eggs in a tree. For sure. Like Mr. E said, she will try anything. Not picky. Look at her go. Getting her walkies. Time for walkies, possum. When you visit us at Oatland Island, you might often see her sleeping, but we do walk her. We take her out for walks, gets her exercise, kind of initiates her to go to the bathroom. It's always a better thing when an opossum will go to the bathroom outside rather than inside,
Oh, yeah.
because they make stinky poops.
So they do have really long claws that help them to
Look
climb, and they're really much more a gripping claw than a defensive claw. The climbing claws that wrap around, they have a little bit of sharpness to them. They will dig a little bit too, but not too much. She's pooping.
Yeah, we guys are getting some live action Fooventures. Possum poop. Awesome. You having a hard time, girl?
We'll see what happens. See, a lot of times they're like cats. They'll bury their scat.
Never seen her bury scat.
What?
Never. Annabelle wants to know, what are predators? Good word, Annabelle.
Yeah.
Annabelle. Predators of opossum we have, depending on how old they are, right? Because they start off really small, and a lot of things could eat them at that size. At this size, probably like a bobcat, coyote, eagle,
Dogs.
Oh yeah, she did a big poop. Now she's doing a little drag. Good job. You guys are getting some serious live action here. Fooventures. She's doing her little butt scooch. Alright, good job. That's one less poop to clean today, animal keepers.
Believe it or not, as an animal keeper, they actually track the ins and outs, right? So the amount of food in, amount of poop out. So we'll let them know that she had a nice healthy poop out here, and that'll be a good data for them to make sure she's nice and healthy.
Yeah. You keep track of your poops? I hope you do. Pretty special day here in Fooventures. We're getting to follow an opossum around. Who gets to follow an opossum around? Watching her do her little scent drag. That's how she calls the boys. Aren't you
turn around and go that way, go that way, go that way. There you go.
Oh, she listened to you.
Good girl. She's a good girl.
Yeah, so Stacy, we mentioned a little bit about eyesight before. They have eyesight that's actually worse than a human. So eyesight that maybe can see near fairly well, but their long distance is very, very, very poor. They rely on their whiskers, and they're hunting at night and roaming around at night, so they don't really need long distance. They rely on their sense of smell and then also their hearing to hear for predators or any little prey scurrying around.
So, give us a thumbs up when Dawn got real close to the camera there with her. Give us thumbs up if you could see her feet and her nails. You saw that. They have really interesting feet. On the back foot, they have a thumb. Thumbs up if you saw the thumb.
What's going on, girl?
So what does a thumb do for you, friends out there? Besides give thumbs up on social media. No. The answer? The answer is, yeah, don't stop in the poop mystery. The answer is it gives you ability to grab and hold things. So that helps them in the tree climbing world, right? So this is a super duper crazy, amazing animal. The only marsupial in North America, pouched animal. They have almost, it's like having two births. Good question, Emily. Emily asked, can they swim? I don't even know. Can they swim, Mystery?
I don't know. I would assume so. I don't think they enjoy water or go and seek out water, but I'm guessing that they can swim.
I do have an experience with that. During Hurricane,
oh yeah,
not Matthew, it was the one after that. I can't remember. I lived in the islands, and my house is really low. It's really close to the water, and we were flooding. And when I went outside, we were watching the hurricane come through. My daughter screams, "Mom, there's an opossum out there!" And the water was enveloping the yard, and there was only a little spit of land left. And the opossum was starting to go through the water, and she didn't seem to like it very much. And she had a baby on its back.
Oh, this way. Sorry.
Oh geez. Where is it? Gotta mark it. Oh yeah, there it is. So the possum didn't seem to be liking the water. The baby was on its back. She knocked the baby off. Baby on its back. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Why on earth do we call it a piggyback ride? It's got to be changed. It should be called an opossum back ride. Let's start a revolution. Give me a thumbs up. You're gonna call it a possum back ride. Say, Mom, Dad, give me a possum back ride. No more piggyback rides. Possum back rides. Anyway, she knocked the baby off her back, and so I rescued the mom and the baby rather. The mom got away, and then next thing I know, she was kind of panicking, moving around in the water. So I don't think they swim so well. And our director Heather Mertz, she said she's seen them running, stay away from the ditches on the side of the road, but they wouldn't go in the ditches. They were trying to stay away from it. So they aren't really adapted for aquatic life.
Miss Seashell, do you know the difference between a possum and a compound sentence?
No.
So one has claws at the end of its paws, and one has a pause at the end of its paws.
Oh, so funny.
That's your literature lesson for today. Language arts lesson today.
So opossums, when they first have their litter, there can be up to 13 babies. 13. But don't worry, she doesn't give birth to them. Well, I guess she does give birth.
Yeah. They're tiny.
They're tiny. They're the size of like a bee. Oh wait, what do I have in my pocket? Ooh, I have something. I have some model of how big the babies are. They all fit in a spoon. Now these aren't gonna make it, right? So what they do is they follow her scent that she licks to her pouch, her marsupium. And they crawl there, and then they attach, they get their milk, they go through another development cycle, and then when they hatch, they don't hatch.
When they emerge.
When they emerge from the pouch, they are still a little bit too little to leave her, so she'll carry them all 13 on her backs. And that's where we get a lot of orphans that fall off, and people to worry about them. If you do find opossum babies, or if you do find a hill on the road with babies still in the pouch, give us a call and we'll get you help. We'll take you to a rehabilitator who can take care of it. But try not to do it yourself because they do have really strict dietary needs, and they can get some genetic or some bone diseases if you don't give them the right diet. So give us a call and we'll get you in touch with a rehabilitator. CJ asked if Jasmine has ever been up a tree. We don't know. Yeah, exactly. She came fully haired and ready to go. We don't know about her early life, but not at Oatland. She has not. She climbs a ladder every day to go up to different levels of her cage.
Yeah,
Thumbs up if you can still hear us.
So a good measure too is if you find a possum, a small possum, if its body length is as long as a number 2 pencil, that possum is okay to live on its own. So possums that are small doesn't mean that they're not mature enough to live on their own. So that at about a pencil length long, not counting their tail, but their body length, they can be on their own.
Also asked if she's a fast runner.
She's fast.
She could be fast. We don't want her to eat plastic. You know, one thing you can do when you're out there in exclusion world is go for walks in your neighborhood and pick up trash.
Yep.
That'd be really helpful.
Good.
Help animals like her, because she probably would try to sniff it or eat it or taste it.
Yep.
Wonder what it is. She did another poop. All right. 2 poop day. So, Eric, can you tell our friends what coprophagic means?
Do I want to tell them?
I don't know. Maybe not.
So
Slow her down. We
sometimes
gotta keep up with our
sometimes waste isn't waste yet, and sometimes it still has nutrients in it. So sometimes animals will eat their poop,
coprophagic.
and that's coprophagic, to consume something that's already been passed through their body.
Don't try that at home.
Don't try to.
It's highly efficient for them, but not for you.
Yeah. So in times when you have really lean times, they might choose to do that rather than going out and finding food. It's another way to reprocess that stored energy in that.
Okay, so we're gonna review. I talked about some reasons, like 5 reasons why they're awesome animals. Because remember, what rhymes with opossum?
Awesome!
Got it. So they eat rats. So if you let them be wild and not feed them cat food, they might find rats nests and mouse nests around your house and take care of them. They eat venomous snakes without any difficulty. They eat ticks in your yard. They are not vectors for rabies. Now, it's possible, but it's highly low certainty, low probability is what I should say, rather. This is super cool find. I'm going to keep that.
I'll get it.
All right, this one's going to taste after for a while. They eat, let's see what else. I said of all the good things they eat. Not rabies vectors, you don't have to worry about that. And they're not really dangerous. They're not going to cause you any harm. They're going to give you the scary face. Remember the scary face. But it's usually just acting. Your dog would probably do some damage to her. So maybe you want to keep your pets away from possums as much as possible. But consider yourself super lucky if you have a possum living in your yard. All right.
Keep your chicken coop buttoned up.
Yeah, they'll get the chickens. All right, my friends. Thanks for joining us today.
Please give suggestions for the next animal. We're definitely going to get back to alligator on a warmer day, and hopefully that's Friday. But if it's still a little chilly, give us suggestions for the things you want to see next up on Fooventures.
Join us, share us, tell all the world. Because where else do you get to follow an opossum, watch her poop? What's in my hand? Oh, okay. So this is Tillandsia recurvata. It's it's like Spanish moss. It's kind of related to that, but it's the one that people decorate and when they it fell out of the tree, has old flower buds on it. Put them in shells and you hang them in your bathroom, in your bedroom. But yeah, they're all over here in Savannah, Georgia. Pretty awesome. And when I find them, I like to make crafts with them.
It's an epiphyte, yep. Just like Spanish moss. It's related to Spanish moss. Thanks, friends, for joining us. We miss you. Come back Friday, same time, different animal. Until then, be well, be safe, wash your hands, stay 6 feet away.